What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim at Full Grip Games. Going to be showing off a super spicy rogue deck today. Donphan from Lost Thunder. It's got a super sweet ability, sturdy. If it's at full HP and will get knocked out, actually stays alive with 10 hit points remaining. It's got an attack rolling spin, does 70 damage, and then if you use that attack, next turn's rolling spin does 70 more, so 140 damage with Choice Band and cards like Shrine of Punishment. You could also play Fighting Dojo Stadium, another option there for the stadiums, but should be a fun deck as we look over options for the North American International Championships. Also great for the Origins special event coming up this weekend. So wanted to give the deck a spin and see how we could do here on the PTCGO ladder, see if this deck is legit or not. Is this a valid option with a lot of big tag team GX Pokemon hulking around, Pokemon that just deal an insane amount of damage? Being able to prevent those one-hit knockouts as a non-GX Pokemon can be very powerful, and then being able to glance off that damage with cards like Last Chance Potion can be pretty cool and definitely frustrating for the opponent to deal with. Funny enough, with the Donphan being left with 10 hit points remaining, that's perfect to fully heal with Last Chance Potion, which heals 120 damage if you can get your opponent stuck in that grind where they have to hit the Donphan for a certain amount of damage. You can just get multiple swings out of your single Donphan before it finally hits the discard pile. We've got Magcargo in the deck as well to smooth out our draws with its smooth over ability. And then also some great draw options like Judge Whistle, which allows us to get cards off the top of our deck. So that's great in combination with Magcargo. Also, we play a Judge so that we can shuffle draw our opponent's deck to 4 cards if we want to. And then we also play Instructor Oranguru, which looks like that may be what we have to do here in order to get this hand going. So hopefully my Oranguru's in deck. It's not. So it's looking like we're going to be off to a pretty rocky start here with our Donphan deck, just manually attaching and then having to pass. I don't even have the Instructor Oranguru in my deck in order to draw next turn. But if I can top deck something, a Supporter, a Cynthia, a Lillie, even just an Ultra Ball, and get myself a Magcargo, it could go okay. I can buy some time by putting the Donphan in the active position, and it can use its sturdy ability to withstand a couple of hits, which could be kind of nifty. It looks like I'm playing against Reshiram Charizard featuring Baby Blacephalon here. I guess that Blazer attack could come in handy for my opponent in order to poke me first and then knock me out with Fireball Circus. So that could be problematic potentially. Also, High Heat Blast does deal 110 damage. If my opponent has enough energy in play, they're not going to get enough energy to knock out my Phanpy here on the first turn. But I will kind of be under some pressure here as my opponent does draw cards. I'm not doing that. Yeah, so we do have 2 Donphans, though, which is pretty good. I could endure, flip a coin of heads, this Pokemon will be knocked out from damage. It's not knocked out. All right, you can see there's a common theme here with the deck. All right, we've got 2 Donphans for the bench. That's great. And then I am just going to continue kind of loading up this Donphan here. 1 card left in my hand. That's okay. We're just going to manually attach and probably rolling spin this next turn, hoping that I top deck something to get this deck going. I should have a pretty favorable matchup here against whatever my opponent's got going on. This sort of Reshiram Charizard toolbox deck does look like it's a deck built to dole out very big one-hit knockouts, which is what the Donphan deck is supposed to do well against. You see that sturdy ability there. And rolling spin, definitely ramping up its damage output turn after turn. Also fighting, just a great type to have in this metagame with Zoroark decks running around, as well as Pikachu and Zekrom tag team GX decks. Fighting type is a good type to be. So we've got our Donphan here, and another fighting energy. it's looking like it's about time for a rolling spin for 70. Next turn, my rolling spin will be dealing 140 damage, which is pretty good. I do get to attach my energy to this benched Donphan and hope that I top deck a supporter so that I can start to do things. This Volcanion will be a problem though, but if they high heat blast for 110 damage, I will have an opportunity to use a last chance potion. So we're hoping that they hit me for 110 and then that I draw into a Cynthia or a Judge or anything for that matter, and that we can start to execute the strategy of our look at our very awesome Donphan deck. You gotta love Donphan, definitely one of the coolest Pokemon from the Gold and Silver era. So cool. Donphan was an old deck as well. The old spinning turn Donphan was a lot of fun to play. Donphan has a cool history. Donphan Prime, a lot of good Donphans out there for sure. Pokemon Company must like Donphan. It looks like my opponent is scared of the last chance potion. They already know what it is. They're just going to opt to Blazer instead for 10 damage. Gotta respect that. But I am going to get to rolling spin this thing for knockout, which is pretty sick. They did hit the fire though, so they are using Blazer for 60 damage. Fine with it. I can't last chance potion heal that or anything, but it's all good. We are going to get to rolling spin, take a knockout, and because I do have the fighting energy on my bench Donphan, I have an opportunity to attach DCE and attack with it. Sure enough, we got the Oranguru. So let's go. We could make it happen here. I think I almost just promote my Slugma, switch into Donphan, and instruct for 3. Next turn, I'm going to be dealing 70 damage as well. So if we got this Volcanion we have to knock out, that's fine. We can just deal our 70 damage and take the knockout here. They're also withholding how much energy they put into play because they don't want to high heat blast for too much, I guess. This would be the turn to accelerate for them though onto their bench, since I'm not going to be able to punish them with a last chance potion this turn. So we're hoping for a good draw. They are putting enough energy into play, so they are going to high heat. No, they're still limiting to 3. Oh, that seems so sketchy. But I guess I see it. And they're not even taking a knockout. Oh, they could get big punished for this. For sure. I just am going to take a knockout on this Volcanion. And I have the Oranguru. I could just instruct for 1 Ultra Ball. That's probably fine. Instruct for 1 and then Ultra Ball away for my Magcargo and start stacking my deck. Oh, I hate to get rid of another fighting energy, to be honest. But I could. I do have the Ultra Ball in my hand, though. And I could just stack my deck next turn with a draw supporter. An actual draw supporter. As much as I would love to save this Donphan, I can't really save it. There's no way for me to do that. So let's just Ultra Ball this hand away. See what we got. We can get Magcargo, stack the deck. Can't get the last chance potion this turn. It's not happening. So we'll just do that. And then next turn, I know I'm drawing into something live. And we're going to get to take another prize, which is just phenomenal. So we're really into that. Let's just stack probably a Cynthia. And then odds are I will probably draw into a Judge Whistle or something like that and be able to use my Magcargo's Smooth Over this next turn, which feels pretty good. Okay, so we'll do that. Have another switch. I'm not sure that we need so many switches in this deck. It is valuable if our Magcargo ever does make its way into the active position. We don't actually play a great way to get Magcargo out of harm's way if our opponent is trying to drag us out. We don't actually have any Guzma in the deck, just Counter Catchers and switches. So that's kind of interesting, but the switch is good when we need it. They should take this knockout here. I don't think that... I was surprised that they didn't take it last turn. I couldn't believe it. But it looks like they probably are just going to Blazer here, which is fine. We're going to go down to 4-4 prizes. tied. And I'm not sure if my opponent plays any healing. It seems like a little bit of an atypical list. Green's Exploration and stuff, Blacephalon, Salazzles. So you have no idea whether or not there's going to be healing cards in the deck to look out for. So I'm not thinking that bringing up the Reshiram and Charizard GX is going to be the best strategy for me. I kind of want to just run my opponent's energy off the board. And they do get to select their prize there. And I think they're going to take a random one. That's fine. Got Donphan out here in the active position. And I could smooth over and instruct into the card that I need now. I kind of like that. But I would just want the DCE for sure. So we're just going to smooth over into the DCE. Make sure that we get that, because using a rolling spin this turn is going to be pretty important. So let's just do that. Get ourselves the DCE. Very good, Donphan. And we'll Cynthia. Looking for a Rescue Stretcher would be great, so that we can throw my Phanpys back into the deck. I think I'm actually out of Phanpys potentially. I don't quite remember. So it looks like we're probably going to have to dig into that deck with the Ultra Ball. But let's just draw a card here, see what we get first. Nest Ball is good. I can do that and check. Yep, we are definitely out. I do have Rescue Stretcher, though, so that's fine. And next turn, I'll be able to stack Last Chance Potion on top, I guess. But if they just hit me for not a knockout, it's fine. We're still, that's the strategy. Get them to 2-hit KO the Donphan. I don't really care how they 2-hit KO the Donphan, so long as they're 2-hit KOing the Donphan. Doesn't really matter. We're going to put Shrine into play and use Rolling Spin for 70 damage. Next turn, we need to get Rescue Stretcher, shuffle probably 2 Phanpys and Donphan back into the deck, and then we also need to... Why am I not playing Ditto Prism Star in this deck? There definitely needs to be Ditto Prism Star in this deck. I had some friends of mine help me with this list. I'm not gonna lie, I had some friends of mine help me with this list, and we just scrapped it together real quick. We were like, dude, what about Donphan? Would that make a nice rogue meme video? And we threw this list together real quick. But there most definitely needs to be a Ditto Prism Star in this list, so we'll get Ditto Prism Star in the deck for our next game. There's pretty much no excuse for that not being in the deck. One of these slugs definitely should be a Ditto Prism Star. So let's see what we got. Top deck Rescue Stretcher. That's what I'm talking about. We are going to throw the 2 Phanpys and a Donphan back into the deck, and then I can Ultra Ball for 1, or I guess I can smooth over, stack the Phanpy, Lillie into it. That seems pretty good, and then eventually we're going to end up using Judge. So let's smooth over, stack. Yeah, I like that. Stack the Phanpy. Very good. And we'll just Lillie into it. I like keeping my supporter cards. That's nice. I could get rid of the Ultra Ball, I guess. Keeping the Ultra Ball feels kind of okay, though. I mean, we'll get a Fighting Energy that way, and then could attach the Fighting Energy to my Donphan, which is kind of nice. But yeah, we'll just Lillie first. All right, give me. Oh, thank goodness I didn't Viridian. I would have just messed that whole thing up. All right, let's go. Yeah, because I smoothed it over. Boy, don't listen to me. Here we go. We've got the Fighting Energy. I could Ultra Ball for some things. Now I could Viridian if I want to, but I don't want to. We're just gonna Rolling Spin, knock out the Blacephalon, go down to 3 prizes remaining, rocking and rolling with our Donphan deck. We've got Sledgehammer Buzzwole. Unfortunately, your time is past. Buzzwole, you were prized, and now that turn would have been your turn. We could have potentially switched into the Sledgehammer Buzzwole. Got a nice little 4-prize swing there. We would love to chip away at this Reshiram Charizard's health a little bit more. We are winning the prize race, though, and it looks like, my opponent maybe will start to run into some issues keeping up this trade here, because they can only really use so many Volcanions, especially since I do have just evolve into Donphan and attach DCE Rolling Spin, and Judge next turn, so they may have some issues here, especially since they're going to High Heat Blast me for 110, which would give me an opportunity to use my Last Chance Potion, something that we haven't gotten to see yet. They've been able to play around that, but either way, it's a win-win. I punish them for hitting me for too much damage, and I also punish them by making them 2-hit KO my Donphans with these non-GX Pokemon, which is something that a lot of decks don't do very well here. Fire decks do handle that pretty well, that responsibility with cards like Volcanion. However, keeping less than 4 fire energy in play is not ideal for them, and having to High Heat Blast for just 50 turn after turn is pretty exhausting here. So they are going to just start swinging for the 110. That's cool because, like I said, I have the opportunity to Last Chance Potion now. So let's see what we can cook up here. We have got the DCE. I've got Ultra Ball. I'm just going to get rid of the Buzzwole and the other Ultra Ball there. That's fine. Get myself Donphan. We can choose whichever card we want here off the Instruct, since I'm going to kind of do the shake and bake here, smooth over Instruct before. I think the Judge, just because I'm guaranteed some draw here, which is great. It's kind of tough. I could choose to get the Phanpy, which is like the safe choice, or I could go get something a little more exciting like Shrine, which is also pretty good. I'm thinking that I'm 2-hit KOing that Charizard anyway, and would have to go behind in prizes. So I'm thinking I'm just going to get the Phanpy. Let's just continue to set up responsibly here, and then we'll just Instruct into it, Judge. Hope we hit the Shrine. The Shrine's not like an essential part of this whole deal. We've got Phanpy and Judge. That's cool. We got the Shrine, looking pretty good. Got Counter Catcher as well. So let's just bop that and Rolling Spin for 70, threatening a Rolling Spin for 140 next turn. If my opponent does go ahead in prizes, we get to Counter Catcher, but they can't 1-hit KO the Donphan. That's just the simple fact of the whole deck, right? Sturdy makes it so they cannot 1-hit KO the Donphan, which is just very good. That's a very good thing to have. Muck cannot turn it off. In fact, if your opponent's playing Muck, they're probably playing a deck that will struggle with Donphan. The Zoroark decks do struggle with Donphan. Also, what Blacephalon decks would need to probably use Bursting Burn to try and get around Sturdy, which can be sketchy because if I ever get to Rolling Spin for 170 with a Shrine, I can 1-hit KO the Buzzwoles with the Donphan here on that Rolling Spin turn. Also, we do have a couple of switch cards, which can be good against Blacephalon as well. If they go in with Naganadel trying to 2-hit KO, that could be the best strategy for them, I guess. Just is kind of tough. We see that they have used, their Donphan or their Reshiram and Charizard here to attempt to 2-hit KO me. I very much enjoy the fact that they have brought the Reshiram Charizard into view here. This is great for me. Being able to hit into Reshiram Charizard, that gets me one step closer to being able to win the game. I'm going to smooth over, get my Donphan, and be able to evolve that up here when I Lillie into that Donphan. So definitely digging that. We've got our Donphan, and now I just have Judge Whistle. I probably will save that for an actual copy of Judge this next turn, though I do need to find, or potentially the double Colorless to win the game. So let's just Rolling Spin here for a ton of damage. I mean, 170, 200 with the Shrine. They desperately need to heal this Reshiram and Charizard now with an Acerola or something like that. If they do have Acerola, that's a big bummer for me. But they also need to somehow deal 80 damage. They can't just deal 50 with that High Heat Blast. They need 80 to take the knockout on my Donphan. And if they whiff this knockout, that is just huge. If they take a knockout on somebody that's a bench Pokemon. I have potential game with Counter Catcher up the Reshiram Charizard and swing into it, which could just be rad. We would love that. Let's go. Let's see what we got. Volcanion on the bench. Professor Kukui. It looks like they might be gearing up to retreat this Reshiram Charizard into Volcanion, but they're still only hitting 470 with that high heat blast, which is short. And that would feel pretty devastating, just giving me another rolling spin. I don't have Guzma right now. I only have Counter Catcher in this list. Like I said, I had my friends help me with this deck. We pieced it together real quick. It's got a lot of standard kind of Buzz Garb Shrine fare in it, and at this point we're like, okay, wish we just played Guzma. Like, we had that game right there on the Reshiram Charizard, and my opponent is just going to scoop it up. They're like, oh my gosh, I didn't even one-hit KO the Donphan. The agony. All right, let's rock this one more. See if we can get on a little win streak here, a little 2-0 with our, oh, I said I would. I did promise. We need to desperately switch up this deck a little bit. All right, this is the list we're rocking with. We need at least another, we need a Ditto in here for surely. That is way too good not to have in the deck. And then everything else seemed pretty smooth. I think instead of 2 Counter Catchers, I definitely want like 1 Guzma in here just to make sure that we can make a game-winning play when we want to. It's also just a really good card. Everything else is very tight. I'll give it that. So let's just carry onward. I did like the shrines. I felt like the shrines were really good. All right, we've got time for Uno Mas. Looks like we've got another fire deck. Definitely trying to play against big tag team GX decks with our Donphan deck. There's a lot of things that can go wrong with this deck. You're playing against anything that can snipe. We don't actually have answers to snipe stuff like Giratina. If you get paired against a Malamar deck, that can go poorly because the Giratina can just pop out and use Distortion Door to soften up your Donphans before taking big one-hit knockouts. And then also, if you're playing against like even Weezing can go poorly just because the trades get super weird. Looks like we are playing against Blacephalon though. Lovely deck. So I'm interested to see how we do. Just going to slap these things down here. And then I don't think that I actually want to Judge Whistle yet. I think I like keeping those in the deck. Like, I don't mind drawing into them at a later point. Like right now, this is actually a great time to draw into Judge Whistle because I can evolve into Magcargo, stack something on top of my deck, and Judge Whistle into it next turn, which will be very good. Oh no, there's a Welder. Okay, I was not feeling very good about that. No, I didn't think that I would, you know what? We didn't prepare for this. Did not think I was about to get mind blown on the first turn of the game for knockout. I was like, yeah, sure, they're just going to burst GX like every other Blacephalon deck known to man. It's cool though, just a little bit of aggression there. It's fine. Getting mind blown for 100 damage turn 1, and that feels not good. But it's cool. We've got a Phanpy. This one doesn't have a DCE on it, like my other one did, but it's fine. We've got the Magcargo. I've got Shrine. We can stack our deck. Smooth over. I'm probably going to want to put like Cynthia on top of the deck. Seems kind of good. And then we just Judge Whistle into it because I need to see a lot more cards here. We need a lot more cards. Not just one card, not just 2 cards. We need like a bunch of cards. So we're going to do that. Draw into the Cynthia. And then I don't really want to play any of those cards. So we're going to Cynthia here. Looking for fighting energy. Anything. Be able to endure maybe. That'd be great. No endure happening. I could switch into Buzzwole, though Buzzwole might be one of my only options to deal damage next turn. And we do, I think I kind of just promote the Buzzwole. They're not going to be able to mind blown it. I kind of like that better. So we're just going to do that. And then they can't really knock out the Buzzwole, but if they use their Burst GX attack, then I'll be able to Sledgehammer and punish them. If they counter my Shrine, I've got another Shrine in my hand, and we've got Choice Band in the deck, which could be good. Now, I actually am starting to be suspicious that this is not a Blacephalon GX Naganadel deck. No, I did not see Psychic on the opening screen. This is just a baby Blacephalon deck, so that matchup just got a lot weirder for me because I don't think that I fare too well against this. This is just basically a non-GX deck against a non-GX deck, except they happen to have a big boy Blacephalon GX over there. This is definitely a turbo baby Blounds deck we got going on. This hand that I have in front of me, though, is finally cooperating. I will be able to do some things here, so that's good. Though I am behind on energy attachments at this point because my poor DCE wearing Phanpy just got blown up on the first turn of the game. So that's not exactly what we want. I did play Cynthia, though. That's kind of unorthodox for a baby Blacephalon deck. Usually they just play Jirachis, Greens Explorations, or, you know, if one or the other, usually not both, but they're just going to deal 10 damage to my Buzzwole, and I'm cool with that. Sledgehammer for 30, it actually doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't really seem to matter. Maybe the Fighting Dojo would be better. We could just, like, Sledgehammer for a lot more right now, which would be pretty exciting. We've got another Shrine for you, though, right there. That feels pretty good. And then I could switch into something else. I'm thinking that I'm kind of just going with that energy there, and then we're going to smooth over and throw the old Donphan on top of the deck. That's great. And then we can bring up... I actually could just bring up that Blacephalon GX and kind of... Yeah, no reason to do that. Yeah, we're getting the Donphan. Definitely Donphan time. And, ooh, we could just instruct into it first. That's cool. And then I get to Lillie for more cards. I kind of like that. We'll do that. Boom. Lillie for 5. Big Lillie. Looking for some other good cards. We've got some mediocre stuff. I'm okay with that. It's fine. It's not super exciting, but I'll deal. We got another Phanpy, which is cool. Ultra Balls, switches, things like that are going to be good next turn, but not now. For now, we pass again with Sledgehammer Man in the active position. They've got the answer to my Shrine. How sad. They didn't play it last turn. They just waited for me to play my Shrine down. Insane. They've got enough energy going on to Fireball Circus here, and we're going to hope that we can kind of catch them slipping with the Fireball Circus, that they just keep using Fireball Circus for like 100, and then we just live with Sturdy, and then Last Chance Potion, so on and so forth. The best way for them to knock me out would be to like Blazer for 10, then Fireball Circus, and 2-hit KO me that way. But we're going to hope that they just don't do that. We're going to hope that they play into this really poorly and hit me for 100 or even 150. That would just be great. But we'll see. They actually whiffed the knockout on my Buzzwole, which I can't even speak. That is insane. So we're feeling pretty good about that. I've got the switch. I can smooth over. I can do some things. So we're going to start to make some magic happen. We've got Ultra Ball here and can get ourselves another Donphan. That would be fantastic. So we're going to do that, and I can at this point smooth over a DCE on top of the deck so we can actually attack. That would just be great. So we've got a DCE, Rolling Spin, coming at you. We've got that. I could even Last Chance Potion this Buzzwole, but I don't really want to reveal that yet. So we're just going to switch into this Donphan. Instruct for 1, and I'm going to save it just in case they don't know that I play it, and I want them to hit into this Donphan for 100. That'd be great. And then we Last Chance Potion the Donphan. That's what I'm talking about. I don't really care if this Buzzwole gets KO'd. If they want to bring up, honestly, if you want to, okay, the Magcargo, now you're tripping. This is going to be tough for me, but it's fine. They do unfortunately get to pass on all of their energy because of the Wishful Baton, which is a little bit of a pain. And yeah, I also do have the option to actually just Sledgehammer with Buzzwole this turn, so that could be good, but I'm not sure that it's better than just going in with Donphan here. I think going in Donphan is just better because we're building up towards a bigger rolling spin. So we're just going to instruct for 1 here. So long as I have a Oranguru, we're kind of just still chilling. That's fine. I could bring back the Slugma onto my bench, but we do have to be a little bit careful since I only have my 1 Rescue Stretcher. I think I do like potentially bringing back the 1 Slugma so that I can work towards potentially. That's fine. Yeah. All right. We're going to do it. Enough talking. Yeah, we got it. There's no all right, I guess it's Phanpy. I meant to do Slug. It's fine. We've got this guy, Elephant. It's cool. We're just going to rolling spin. That's the way we meant to do it. Just want a big Phanpy army out here. No worries. Don't need the Slug. We don't need it. Who needs the Slugma when you've already got everything that you need in your hand? That's the question I'm asking. So we don't need it. Oranguru will get us everything that we desire. That's totally fine. Just don't knock out my Oranguru, and all will be well. Hopefully we draw a supporter here. It's not. We do definitely want to see a supporter, but with the promotion of the Blacephalon GX, I have to ask myself, why did they throw the 3 fire energy onto Blacephalon GX instead of maybe the baby Blacephalon? I feel like they have, I mean, they can manipulate how much damage they do with both. So maybe they want to just use the GX or something. I guess that's an option. I can deal 170 damage though, so I can actually deal enough to knock this Blacephalon out. Maybe they are looking at using a burst, you know, a bursting burn. Yes, that's it. Bursting burn, potentially. If they use bursting burn, then I do have to kind of consider my path forward. I would have to probably gamble on the rolling spin. I would definitely want to anyways because I'm trying to hit this thing for big numbers. I wouldn't want to retreat and rolling spin with this guy. But let's see, they've got the greens exploration. So they do play greens in here. And what are they going to be looking for? Power plants not hitting the field. They did have a lot of answers to my stadiums. That was sad. They've got a Pokemon catcher, just a good old-fashioned Pokemon catcher with a flip and its tails. Big bummer. Wishful Baton on the Blacephalon. And what will they choose? Please, mind blown for 100. Oh, no, Bursting Burn. That's a much better play. Can't really blame them for that. But if I flip heads here, that would be insane. So let's see what we got. Lillie! Hey, you're a little late to the party, but it's cool. I can just Sledgehammer, actually, so that's pretty strong here. I can just attach fighting energy to my dude, retreat. Ooh, I don't want to retreat, though. We could Lillie and hope we hit Switch. Would be pretty cool. My opponent is on 4 prizes, so I do like that one. 2150. I am short 10 damage no matter what with that, though. Whereas if I hit Choice Band, I will hit for 170, and that will be a clean knockout. So I think we're going here. I'm going to last chance potion this Buzzwole here. And then we're just going to see where these cards take us here. If I get a Choice Band, I'm going to highly consider going for, let's see, is Judge Whistle draw a card? Sure. All right, y'all. I mean, like, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right? That's what I'm saying, y'all, right? Like, 150 plus 20, that's not getting us there. I'm just saying that ain't getting us there for sure. So you gotta go for it. The rolling spin for 170 with the Choice Band. Yeah, I mean, you gotta shoot your shot. Come on. No, Donphan, no. No, that is so sad. That's going to lose us the game for sure. For sure. If that was a heads, that would have been so good, and now we're just stuck. Oh, Bursting Burn is going to be way too powerful for us to take down. Oh, poor Donphan. You weren't built for this. You're doing your best out here. A 50-50 shot. Not going our way. That is devastating, and now that Buzzwole just not really doing a whole lot over here, so definitely not what we wanted to see. And the saddest part is if I even did hit like switches or anything like that, it just wasn't really going to matter. So really devastating there. It's cool. We're fine. I ain't even mad, bro. We're just going to 2-hit KO this thing and be right back in the game. So let's go there. I can I actually don't want to bench like too many things, but we can just Ultra Ball. Let's see, let's Ultra Ball away some things. They only got 3 prizes remaining. Like at this point, I know that if they take down 2 Donphans, it's pretty much game over. So let's see what we can get. Do I have a Magcargo left in the deck? I do not, so there's no point in getting any of this stuff out. I'm just kind of thinning my deck. Can put a Phanpy down and struck for 2. And then we're getting ready for Cynthia here. That's fine. Already attached my energy. We just got Cynthia. Shuffle draw 6. Another Choice Band. Another Counter Catcher. Don't actually care to use Counter Catcher, really. It's just kind of a bummer. For sure. My opponent knows about the strategy with the Bursting Burn. Dealing 100 damage here, not quite going to be enough. And then my opponent's probably going to Bursting Burn me again. And then I could potentially flip to go for the KO here. They've got it right away, no consideration. Just like, yeah, going to burn him. Worked last time. Let's do it again this time. And I'm in just a tough spot. We've got Judge Whistle, can draw me a card. There's no Judge in the discard pile. Last chance potions, which my opponent is not allowing me to use effectively because they're smart. That's fine. Let's just Ultra Ball away the Nest Ball and a last chance potion. See what we can do. Get Donphan out here. And let's do that. I will draw a card for sure. We've got Guzma. It's interesting. I could Guzma, Counter Catcher, and then if I need to hit my last Choice Band in deck, 30 is not going to do it on that Blacephalon. So, I mean, we do have 1 Choice Band left. No, that's my final Choice Bands on my active there. I feel like I have to go for Switch. So, I feel like we just Guzma up the Blacephalon with my Buzzwole, right? And we're just going for, yeah, we're going for broke here, trying to knock this dude out. We got Instruct for 2, and we need a way to retreat or switch. We've got a DCE. So I can do that, just retreat the DCE and attack with my, yeah, we're just going to retreat that thing. It's fine. Attack with my Donphan. We got a rolling spin here, but my poor Donphan's got 20 damage on it. So sad. And now it's just going to get KO'd by that thing over there, the scary Blacephalon guy. For sure. 2 prizes. We are at 3-3. Lillie in hand feels pretty good. This guy, it's past your time. You're never going to sledgehammer for anything meaningful. I'm getting Fireball Circus for like a knockout for surely. And this game is pretty much a wrap here. We can promote Donphan again, but so long as they just do the strategy where they just Blazer and Fireball Circus, they should have absolutely no problem taking their final 3 prizes. So they've got that one. We'll promote our Donphan and see what we can do. I think I kind of have to attach to the benched Buzzwole here. I could swing around. If I flip 2 heads, we would be hitting a 1-hit KO, which is pretty rad. That, or, you know, I think we're just planning on hitting a switch. So I'll just, you know, we plan on it. Oh, there's no switch. I have 4 cards left in deck, none of which are switch. So we definitely are looking like we're going to lose here because I'm out of cards. So we're just out of cards. We're out of DCEs. We're out of everything. I've only got a couple energy left in deck. Feels bad. All right, we're just going to pass. See what my opponent does. I think maybe just hitting them with Sledgehammer for 30 would have been potentially better. We know we've got Judge in the deck, but that's not going to be able to save me or give me enough time. They hit me for 100. It's pretty significant because then I could just last chance potion. But my energy is so spread out at this point. I think I just have to attach pass. I mean, I've only got a couple more turns to go here. So I can't really afford to save this Donphan. I just kind of hope that I can get my hands on one of the final energies in my deck. If I had just attached this Buzzwole now, though, I guess I could have gone for the swing around for double heads and just sacked him like that, but we are out of energy at this point, so that just is a feel bad. And they did hit that last Donphan for 100, so like maybe they won't do it to this Donphan. It's potential here. I can't Lillie or else I'll lose. So now we're really wishing that I could swing around for game. But it's just not happening. That's just it. All right, I have to pass. I think that I have a fire energy or a fighting energy in the deck. If I don't, I'm going to feel real silly. Let's see. We got 3, 4, 5, 6. There should be one fighting energy left, which, you know, now they've benched the Blacephalon GX. So if we had been loading up for a swing around, potentially they would have gone about this differently. But they've just got the Burst GX for game, so I don't feel so bad about that. Just a long, grindy loss. I think we can with pretty high confidence say that I think Donphan is a bust. Unfortunately, seems like a pretty hype rogue deck here. But I don't know. It's fun. Give it a try if you want to. Like I said, it's just me and my friends goofing around and made a kind of list here, just real quick, to see what we could do with Donphan. You can switch these out for fighting dojos. That's definitely an option. Last chance potion, kind of gimmicky. Okay, so like not that great. You could play other healing cards if you wanted to in the deck. The Oranguru engine, definitely good though. Oranguru Magcargo, I do like that part of the deck. And the idea is not that bad. But ultimately, in practice, it can fall a little bit short. So thank you all so much for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub the channel, ring that bell. Check out fullgripgames.com for all your TCG singles and codes needs. Also, big shout out to Gen I, my Blastoise tier Patreon sub. Thank you so much to Gen I and also everybody who supports the channel on stream and here on YouTube, Patreon, all of that, Twitch subs. You guys rock. And make sure to catch me live every weekday on Twitch, twitch.tv/TrickyJim. Almost at 4,500 followers there. If you haven't given the Twitch channel a follow, please do that because it is definitely my favorite place to live stream. So please check that out every single weekday. Awesome stuff. Take it easy. Have a great day. Peace.